So we talked about in my recent videos about Tristan, we talked about how he was an armor pen hero and how, right, that's kind of not as relevant as it used to be, right? For a long time, there was just 3 armor pen heroes, which was Fox, Mao, and Elmir. Then they added Morgan, then they added Isaac, right? And, so now they have Tristan, he's the 6th one, and it feels almost redundant, right? Like it just felt a lot of unnecessary. Right, like I said, I feel like, Tristan just kind of testing. I feel like Tristan, right, he's just not good enough because for the most part, right, like where would you use Tristan over, say, Isaac? And that's kind of what we kind of determined. And this goes to a lot of things. Is there really any reason to, and this kind of like the question that I think we need support to talk about is like, is there really a reason, like if you wanted a hero that buffs armor penetration, like armor penetration is a good buff, right? 32k armor penetration. Um, it will negate armor buff from a hero like Martha or Anvari, right? Like I said, so that's not a bad ability, right? So buffing armor pen with artifacts, not a bad ability, right? So, but Isaac, right? Like I said, in most cases, like Isaac's one of the best heroes in the game. In most cases, right? There's not a lot of reason to level up a Tristan over an Isaac, or for that matter, an Elmir or a Mao over an Isaac, right? Like it just, right? Mao's okay, but Isaac, it's just better if you're trying to level up a hero for armor pen. Isaac's better. Morgan has a niche because she does have the undead thing. She can block Rufus Res. There are certain teams that want Morgan. Morgan has some healing, self-healing, and can heal Corvus and Phobos. But so she's okay, but usually she's more like you're not getting her for the armor pen, you're getting her for the other things. Like the fact that she buffs armor pen's kind of, relevant for her own summonings. But it is something to note. But probably the next best one is just Fox. And that's only because the thing she offers that none of the other armor pen heroes have is that she sits in the back line. She's the only armor pen hero who can sit behind Nebula, for example, and she sits behind most heroes, but not Martha. Right, so you can actually, let's see, right, set her up next to like a Dorian maybe, right, whereas all the other armor pen heroes be wave up front, but you can actually set her up near Dorian if you're using Dorian for your team, right? So there's some teams that will want Fox, right? But then you have Tristan, I would think Tristan, I would probably think is, right, he's kind of has that similar issue, like, right, he's also limited pets. You can only use Fenris, but Tristan's way far up to the front, only tanks sit in front of him. And kind of in testing, like Aurora seems the best just because she gets that bonus energy. And so Tristan, I feel, is like pretty narrow. Right, like I said, you can put the dodge heroes to give them extra heroes. Like, you can put Kane on Mao to give her, fat extra energy gain so she can do to buff her armor pen weapon. Like whereas Tristan, like you'll put Kane on Aurora and have him get it that way, which might not be a bad thing, but unfortunately he doesn't have a lot of pet options. He's stuck to just Fenris. Where he is good in certain lines, but most of those lines where Tristan be good, I mean, you could put Isaac in there instead. Right, so it's kind of like, yeah, it's like if you're trying to buff armor pen, I think Isaac's just going to be the way to go for 90% of teams. There are some moments where you might want a Morgan or a Fox, right? But for the most part, I would avoid leveling up a Mao, a Tristan, or a Elmer. I mean, Elmer is just, man, there was a time when Elmer was pretty good, and that was years ago now. Like, Elmer is just, like, there's just better heroes. Right, anyway, I hope you guys found this video informative. Thank you for watching.